Denmark's bold approach to COVID is raising some eyebrows. Earlier this month, it became the first country in the European Union to lift all pandemic-related restrictions. But as Chris Livesay reports, it does not mean COVID has been completely eliminated. Chris, good morning. Good to see you.
Good morning, Vlad. Yeah, that's right. COVID is actually soaring here. Now, in the past, that would have meant possibly locking down the entire country. This time, the government is taking a radically different approach in the other direction, to the envy of many, but to the horror of some as well.
Imagine a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, where the term super spreader event has no meaning. Welcome to Denmark, the land that's dropped all of its COVID restrictions. Social distancing? So long. Face masks? Forget about it. But if you thought COVID had disappeared, think again. The Scandinavian nation has one of the highest levels of the Omicron variant in Europe. But that's not stopping Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen.
If you ask me for just one answer, why and how are Denmark able to lift up restrictions? It is because of the vaccines.
More than 80% of the population is fully vaccinated, and nearly 100% of the elderly are boosted voluntarily with no need for mandates.
I am not afraid.
Are you vaccinated?
Yes, 3 times.
Danes endured 2 years of tough lockdowns, and while now many are still catching COVID, they're not overwhelming ICUs. At least, not for now. The World Health Organization was aghast by Denmark's bold reopening and warned it could backfire.
So now is not the time to lift everything all at once.
So what makes you so certain that the WHO is wrong and that Denmark is right?
They are not wrong. They can be right and we can be right at the same time. So if you get the same vaccine rate, then maybe you can do as what we have done in Denmark.
So you wouldn't recommend doing this in the United States?
No, certainly not.
At the moment, there are only about 30 patients in Denmark's ICUs. If those numbers shoot up, the government says it'll reconsider restrictions and possibly even a 4th dose of vaccine. For now, Denmark is enjoying life, coming back to normal, as it waits for the rest of the world to catch up.
And other countries are following suit, like nearby Sweden. In fact, Norway has just dropped most of its restrictions as well. Of course, people here are still contracting COVID. In fact, one of the latest people to test positive is none other than the Queen of Denmark herself. She's 82 years old, but so far she only has mild symptoms. Anne-Marie, Vlad?
I mean, I don't know. It's going to be a long time before I look at a nightclub scene like that and feel comfortable about it.
I know.
You know, how does the public feel about how things are unfolding in Denmark? Is everyone open, or are there concerns?
Well, of course, you know, I've heard some concerns from the elderly, but not personally. I've been here for the past 4 days, talking to people on the streets. Everywhere we go, not a single person has said that they're against these restrictions being lifted. And I think that speaks to just the level of trust that people have in their government. They trusted their government when they had to lock down, and that was a massive inconvenience. And now they trust the government when it comes to opening back up. And they see the result of these vaccines and that they're working.
Yeah, Chris, it's an excellent point. It's not just that. And the official you spoke to pointed this out, right? That it works for Denmark because there are a couple of things that Denmark has that the United States doesn't have. The vaccination rate is higher. Their healthcare system is more robust than that of the United States, right? People are healthier. Let's face it, Denmark and Scandinavian countries generally rank at the top of countries where people are healthy and have healthy diets and lifestyles. So have they talked to you about that it doesn't work in the U.S. because of some of the things you're reporting on?
Well, actually, that's a really good point. In fact, we spoke to the head of Denmark's Infectious Diseases Agency, and one of the points he made was precisely what you said, Vlad. Here, people don't suffer from the same levels of comorbidities, specifically obesity and diabetes. In the United States, approximately 78% of the people who have been hospitalized or died from COVID have been overweight. So that's one factor that makes it impossible for the U.S. to do something like this right now, but gives Denmark the ability to reopen the country. And one more point that the Prime Minister made is the wrong conclusion to be made from this is that lockdowns don't work. She said, absolutely not. This country has locked down several times in the past. It's simply because those precautions that they've taken in the past, specifically the vaccine campaign, have worked so well that finally they can drop these restrictions.
All right, Chris, thank you very much. Very fascinating.